And we return. That wasn't so bad. Well, we may as well take the time to talk, eh?
This isn't all about whether you're nuts or not, like we said before. It's about finding what has caused how you're feeling now and creating a working solution. In order to achieve that, I need to get to know you better. Can we talk about your childhood first? Your parents. When you're a child, your life revolves around them. What was your father like? Did you have a good relationship with him?
Ah, I lost exactly what I was going to say. Isn't it wonderful? Oh, I don't know. Each one of these gives a different dialogue option, but given Susan and her general disposition...
No, he wasn't a good father to me. He was a cold, scary man. Had this wall around him. I could never talk to him about anything. He wouldn't understand. He'd just punish me instead. Maybe it's his fault I got some wires crossed in my head, because he never loved me. I've always wondered what it feels like to have a loving dad.
Maybe it's not too late to fix things between you two.
It is. He's dead. Cancer. 6 years ago.
I see. But it isn't too late for you to put things right in your heart. Have you forgiven him?
Decisions. Honestly. Probably not, given her disposition.
Why would I? He doesn't deserve to be forgiven. All he did was make my life hell. He destroyed my childhood. He always made me sad. Yes, sad is the word.
It's all true, Susan. But the anger you have kept in your heart all these years isn't doing you any good. Don't you think you would be a better, stronger person if you could rise above it all? Aren't you becoming a bit like him, angry and bitter? Aren't those the things in him you hated most?
My mind is already made up. I will never forgive that son of a bitch. I hope he burns in hell.
Well, if you put it like that. Let's talk about your mother now. What was she like? Would you care to tell me about her?
Well, that was, not quite what I expected, so 2 things, Dr. X. 1, have you never seen Star Wars? Palpatine harnessed anger and hatred and used it to create Force lightning. At least I think that's how it worked. 2, you have a point, all the same. Oh dear. I don't know which one to go with. Oh boy. I think it was this one.
I lost her when I was still a child.
So you were brought up by a single dad. What happened to your mother?
She...
If I recall correctly, it wouldn't have been abandoned unless she walked out. And I don't think dying while giving birth was... There are no good choices in this game.
committed suicide. One night, my parents had this horrible fight. I listened to it while lying in bed, forcing myself to go to sleep. It went on forever. And then, all of a sudden, there was silence. I kept hoping everything was okay, but I still couldn't sleep. I had this feeling, you know, that something wasn't right. And then I heard this horrible bang that echoed through the house. I got up. My legs felt like rubber. I went to the living room and saw the cellar door was wide open. For some reason, I already knew what happened. I just didn't want to believe it. We had a gun in the house. A rifle. It was in a box on top of the wardrobe, so I couldn't reach it. I wasn't even supposed to know about it, but I did. And at that moment, as I stood there on top of the stairs, I knew it was the rifle that fired. My father came out of the cellar. He looked like a ghost. Then he said something he would regret forever. He said, "Go and see what your mummy did." I could see tears rolling down his face. I stood there, paralyzed, and he shouted at me and said, "Just look at your fucking mother, will you?" So I did.
I don't think I've ever actually made these
I
choices.
should have listened to him. I still see her today when I close my eyes.
You certainly had a very traumatic childhood, Susan. I'm sorry. I can only try to understand what it feels like to lose a parent. But it's clear to me that your problems are rooted deep in your childhood. That's enough about your parents for now. Let's take 2 minutes, and we will talk about something else.
I need to get out of this place. I hate hospitals. Besides, I really want to go home and forget all about this.
Right. Let's move on as quickly as possible from that horror we just witnessed. Seriously, I think I chose differently than I normally do. So, even though it's a bit of a moot point now, apologies. I'm debating on whether or not to put up an annotation. I probably will not. But that is the way the deck falls, cookie crumbles, whatever it is. Now I'm going to do something that, you know, foreknowledge enables me to do. Obviously, anybody who's playing this game for the first time would not have this kind of foresight. Oh wait, can I not go in here yet? You don't say.
Hello? I guess I should wait my turn.
They'll be out soon enough. I mean, it's not super necessary, is it? Oh, whoops. Skip through a bit of the stuff. How much dialogue is there? There we go. Oh, Susan. I know you hate your things. And stuff. Right, well, in order to leave this place, we have a few things we need to do. First off, we need to be able to convince the people that we need to pass by that we are able to leave of our own free will, because Susan still needs a psychiatric evaluation at this point, which is what Dr. X is there for. We'll also need some discharge papers, like right here. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'd like to look at you. Well, I wouldn't have gotten that much from one person, but you are right, Susan. Those glasses do kind of stand out with the scrubs and everything. Black frames might actually suit you a little bit better. Oh. As I said, there are no particularly good choices.
Is Liz here?
And who's Liz?
That young nurse who was here last night. Black hair, very chatty. She said her name was Liz.
I'm sorry. A lot of people come through here. I can't remember everyone's name. Can you return to your bed now, please? It's nearly time for your medication. I can't be chasing around after every single patient.
Beg your pardon?
Look, I'm very busy at the moment. I'll come and talk to you in a minute, alright?
Patient wench, aren't you? Well, that's okay. I would just... Oh, let's look at these. It is a bit of a mess.
Please do not touch these. They are all confidential documents.
I was only going to tidy up.
I'm sorry. Are you one of the housekeepers? Why did you dress up as a patient?
I just can't stand mess, that's all. And there's no need to be sarcastic.
Who's being sarcastic?
Bitch. Anyway, can we go through? No, the door is still shut. Okay, so I suppose we have a few things we need to do first, and I don't remember what they all are off the top of my head. Here we are. Here's the security.
Excuse me, where's the exit?
It's just down the corridor, ma'am.
Thanks. I'll be on my way then.
Can I see the discharge letter first?
A discharge letter? What for?
Some of our patients are under observation and aren't allowed out of the ward. For their own safety, of course.
It sounds like we're prisoners here.
It's for the patient's safety, ma'am. If you haven't been discharged by the doctors, I'm afraid I can't let you through. May I ask what your name is?
What the hell is up with the guy on the wall?
I'll come back later.
Please do, ma'am. We'll be right here.
Can't tell if they're being condescending or if they're serious. You are so obnoxious. I'll take that.
Please do not touch these. They are all confidential documents.
Yeah? Well, maybe you shouldn't leave them out on the desk for everyone to see.
If you're
Point.
looking for something to read, we have some magazines for patients here.
Thanks, but I think I'll pass.
Yeah, with all those dated Cosmos and Sputnik landing on the moon. That's how it went, right? Oh. Oh. She's just a tad loopy by the looks of it. May I speak with you, miss? Whoops. Huh. I have no idea who that could be.
Hi, are you alright? Can we talk for a minute?
I can't talk. Please, just leave me alone.
Oh, I mean you no harm. I'm trapped here, just like you.
Trapped? I don't know. It's just so hard to think without it. But you're a stranger. And you're not one of those lovely nurses either. They look after me so well. I trust the nurses like I trusted my mother.
I just want to talk. I need your help.
Unless it's Mother who sent you. Was it her? Please tell me it was her.
Yeah, sure. I'm a good friend of your mother.
I miss her so much. I can't remember you very well. But you should know this. If you really are a friend, you will know my mother's name. The name that haunts me. A beautiful name.
Yeah, sure I do. Now, let me ask you.
What is it?
Oh, well...
What is my mother's name?
Now, this poor woman, I've had so many issues with her in the past. Maybe it's just me not having everything I need in order to get what I need from her. But it could also just be the game derping a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, of course you don't. Leave me alone. Please, just leave me alone.
That's fine, I gotta take a piss anyway. Or, okay, can't just walk right through. That's fine. Let's, look in here. Ooh, medication pots. In a trash can. That could easily come in handy. Let's read this note. Ooh. And... ooh. I will take that. Now, there's a couple of things we can do. First things first, we gotta let the water run for a little while. So while that's going on, Susan, let's flush you just in case. I don't trust public bathrooms. Let's open the lid. And we're gonna use it. There. I don't have anything to censor either. It's kind of nice. Was that everything? Well, that was interesting. And because it's unsanitary, we're also going to close the lid. Yay!